I am back, ladies and gentlemen. I know for you guys it was an instant transition into where I am now, but for me, I just worked out for about two and a half hours, somewhere around there. Good workout. Had a pretty wicked shoulder pump. Biceps, triceps went fairly well. I'm actually not working, or I worked out at a gym I used to work at, but I haven't really went before. Like I said, my first time back probably in a year and a half working out here. And I noticed, because I was looking at the initial clip that I made for you guys, like the start of the video, the audio is not that great. So I'll definitely try to get a microphone as quickly as possible. That way you guys don't have to kind of deal with the garbage audio. For the first few, I suppose one could argue it has like a little bit of charm to it, right? Hopefully it's not too hard to understand me, because I was kind of listening to it and it sounded almost like if I was like in a fishbowl, or I don't know, it just sounded kind of weird. So hopefully the audio is not too bad. Hopefully you guys can bear with me while I wait to get like an actual microphone for that. But yeah, pretty good workout. Right now, about to head home and eat some food for a post-workout meal. If you're wondering what that might be, it's just going to be a pound of ground chicken with a cup of egg whites and a cup of white rice. I don't know if any of you happen to be into like fitness or anything like that. At the moment, I am currently cutting. I started cutting, I was about 205 pounds. Last time I weighed myself, I was about 191, 193. So the cut seems to be going pretty good. I don't feel like my strength is going down, so I guess that means I'm doing something right? But yeah, I guess you guys might be wondering, who am I? What am I interested in? Kind of why I'm doing this kind of video diary now. Well, my name, like I said, it's in the title of the YouTube thing too, is Joseph. I am a young man, let's say I'm 25 years old, born in 1999. My interests, I really enjoy working out. Been working out ever since I was in high school, but I didn't get serious about it till about 4 years ago. So seriously and consistently working out for about 4 years now. I like to think I've seen a lot of progress, especially from where I'm at. Like I said, in the comments section or in the description, I'm going to put my Instagram, so you guys could always check that out. I believe I have a picture that kind of shows like the progress that I've made. But I could always, I don't know, try to throw something in the video for you guys if you're interested in that. And because I am kind of into fitness, let me know if you guys want to see anything more of that. Maybe like the workouts I do. Kind of want to hear about like what I eat, stuff like that, my training regimen and stuff. So just let me know if you guys are interested in that. But other than working out, I really enjoy watching baseball. I roughly follow all sports: basketball, football, hockey, soccer, stuff like that. But the one I'm big into is baseball. Been a major fan for about a good amount of years now. Since 2014 is when I've been following the MLB, Major League Baseball, like really heavily. So I know pretty much all the players, all the teams, this, that. And it's always one of those weird things too, because I'll meet someone, right, and they'll be like, oh yeah, I like baseball too. And then I always got to kind of feel out like, okay, well, like how deep in the trenches are they with it, you know? Because I feel like I'm pretty deep myself. So it's always cool right there. So yeah, I'm interested in working out, baseball. When I was younger, I used to be a really big fan of anime. These days, I don't follow it, or I still kind of follow it, but I don't really watch anything. The only anime that I really watch at this point is My Hero Academia, and that's only because I've been watching it since I was in high school, you know? So I'm like, hey, might as well keep the train going. And I know this last season coming up is going to be the very last season of the show, so I'm like, I'm just going to follow it through to the end. But, I mean, every once in a while, if I was like really like push to see an anime. Like one really caught my eye, then I'll check it out. But yeah, in the past, some of my top animes, Kill la Kill, it's a really good one. Rosario Vampire, I know that's kind of might be a little more obscure to people, but that was the very first anime I ever watched. I remember I started watching it when I was probably about like 12, 13 years old. So probably not the age I should have been watching it, but that's kind of what got me hooked in anime. Um, Future Diary, or Mirai Nikki, if you guys have seen that one. High School of the Dead, obviously the classics, right? Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, things like that. So I've always really been big into anime, primarily in my younger years though. These days I still kind of follow it, but more like passively. Other than working out, baseball, anime, I really enjoy horror movies. That's something I didn't really get into till after I even got out of college. My brother's the one that kind of introduced me to horror movies and everything like that. So I've always really enjoyed slasher movies primarily. So I have to say my favorite horror movie franchise, would be Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Really big fan of the Terrifier series as well. Watched all three of them. I love all three of them. So yeah, just a really big fan of slasher horror films, you know. Other than those, what else do I like to do? Other than that, I mean, honestly, I don't really do much. A typical day in my life would consist of waking up, working out, and then going to work. Right now, at the moment, though, I have a part-time job, so I'm not working as much as I'd like to. But yeah, it's primarily what my day consists of. Video games. Really enjoy video games. Been a real big fan of like the Danganronpa series. If you guys happen to know what that is. Last of Us. The Last of Us, probably my favorite game ever made. Remember playing that when it initially came out way back. I don't even remember what year it was. The Walking Dead, the Telltale series. I really like that. Big fan of like Major League Baseball, like MLB The Show, video game. Call of Duty, obviously, right? Every now and then I'll hop on Fortnite. These days, kind of feel like I'm past my prime though. I get absolutely destroyed by these younger kids, and but I still try. Every once in a while I'll get that W. Feel good about myself. The Marvel game that just came out, that like, what is it, like 5v5, 6v6, whatever it is. Really big fan of that. I mean, that's cool. Every now and then I'll hop on and play that. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much mostly what I'm into. In terms of like music, I've always been a really big fan of like late 90s, early 2000s, like rock alternative, stuff like that. So let's say Nirvana, Puddle of Mud, what's another one? Alice in Chains. Also really like Red Hot Chili Peppers, Green Day, right? Trying to think of some other ones. But yeah, that's roughly kind of what I'm into. Every once in a while, I kind of dabble in like the old school kind of like gangster rap, hip hop, right? So like 50 Cent, Eminem, Tupac, Notorious, guys like that. That's primarily the kind of rap I do listen to. I'm not a big fan of like the newer rap. I think it's, in my personal opinion, kind of garbage. Not really that good, But I guess easy for me to say, right? I don't make music, so that's just me kind of talking stuff for the most part. But yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing about me. Love baseball, anime, video games, working out, the love of my life. Working out has helped me a lot in terms of like self-therapy and stuff like that. Make real big changes in my life. So it's something I've really fell in love with, and I'll always be thankful for the gym, right? Because the gym's never going to leave you. That kind of leads into, right, I brought up, like, one might be asking, well, what kind of pushed you to finally start doing this, like, video, vlog, diary kind of thing, right, that you've been thinking about doing? Well, I would say it's a little too much information, but honestly, like, on this channel, I want to keep it real with you guys. In my personal opinion, I believe a lot of people these days, the year 2024, 2025, right? People aren't really real. They cover up their emotions, their feelings a lot, and they don't say what they feel needs to be said. Um, and that's one of my big things. I like being upfront, honest. Like, if I have something to say, I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it to the individual. I'm not going to kind of like go through someone else. And that's something I feel kind of really lacks today in this day and age, right? Sound like an old man, but in this society, no one's ever really real. No one really stands up for what they believe in, and no one really says what they need to say. Everyone wants to kind of skirt around the issue or kind of run away from it. And that goes into like, I'll stop beating around the bush now. So I was talking to this girl, right? I was talking to her maybe a month and a half, 2 months. Everything was going great, right? Absolutely gorgeous, beautiful girl, right? The most beautiful girl I've ever spoken to. And I'll kind of get into that, like why I say that in a little bit. But yeah, I was with her, talking to her for like, I wasn't with her. We weren't never officially together, but I was talking to her for about a month and a half, right? Maybe 2 months. We'd spend almost every day together, like all day, just hanging out, having fun. And I thought everything was going good, you know? But then it was Christmas Eve, right? And it sounds kind of heartbreaking, or like it's an anime or some kind of drama series where it's Christmas Eve, right? I pick her up, right? Drop her off at the gym. And I got a gift for Christmas. And, she finished her workout. I pick her up. I drop her off at home, give her a gift, right? She absolutely, she loves it. I give her hugs, kisses, things like that. And then, unfortunately, I don't know what I did wrong. She kind of just ghosted me at that point. I work at a gym, and she'd come in every morning, and that's kind of how I kind of built that rapport with her, right? And kind of how I started talking to her, everything, because I'd see her every day at the gym. And for whatever reason, after that Christmas Eve, she just went radio silent on me. She didn't want to speak to me whatsoever. She missed some days of the gym, which I know she doesn't really do because it's important to her. She ended up coming in the week after, after Christmas Day. And she wasn't really speaking to me, right? She came in, I asked her how she's doing, and she's just like, I'm fine. Scanned in and went to go get her workout, right? So I'm just kind of sitting up at the front wondering like what's going on, because she wasn't even like messaging me on the social media, anything like that. And then she gets the workout in, right? She's leaving, and I get out of work and I'm like, hey, do you want to hang out? And she's like, no, I'm fine. And then I'm like, okay, well, can I please talk to you? And she was like, she messaged me. She was like, I don't really want to talk. And I was like, please, can we just talk? And she was like, about what? And I was like, I just feel like maybe I did something wrong to make you mad or turn you off or what? And she said, no, you didn't do anything. So, I asked her again. I was like, can we please talk? She was like, no, I don't want to. And then she was like, why do you want to talk so bad? And I'm like, because I feel like I might have done something wrong, like 1 minute we're spending all day every day together, and then you're just ghosting me, like you don't want to speak to me at all. I don't know what I did. And she messaged me. She was like, no, you didn't do anything wrong. And then so I was like, okay, well, and then so I stopped messaging her, like sending her messages at that point, because I was like, okay, maybe she just needs some space. But like I said earlier in the video, today is January 9th, right? And no, she still hasn't messaged me. She actually unfriended me and blocked me on all social media. So yeah, I don't know what I did. She told me I didn't do anything. And so, yeah, I'll be honest with you guys. I mean, that kind of broke my heart, because like I go from spending so much time with someone, and me myself, this is another thing, you guys. I don't trust people like that just because of how my life's been. And then I'm over here finally giving my trust to someone, and she goes and kind of breaks my heart like that. And then like it's been a good while, right? Since she's even talked to me, messaged me, anything like that. Um, I'll be honest with you guys. I stopped being at the gym at the time she's at because I can't personally myself handle seeing her really. Um, I'm kind of like an emotional guy, so I wouldn't be able to handle that really. Um, which is kind of why I'm working out at a different gym than I typically do. Um, so yeah, I mean, I just kind of wish that she would have given me like that last time to talk to her, right? Or even now, if she'll kind of like unblock me and kind of allow me to just like, I just want to talk to her and just let her know that despite how things went down right there, right, there's no hard feelings. I still care for her, right? um if she ever needed anything, I'll be right here. All she has to do is just get back in contact with me. I'll help her out with anything. um that's all I wanted to let her know, that I'll always be here. No hard feelings. And thank you for making me like truly happy for a while. And yeah, so that's kind of what pushed me to really kind of start up this, like, I'm just calling it video diary series, right? That's what really kind of pushed me to do it, because I kind of feel like I need an outlet for all like my feelings and thoughts. And especially because I went from having her that I could kind of talk to every day and spend time with, to just like back to like loneliness. And like I'll kind of like what I was saying, I'll kind of come around and tell you guys what I mean by she's the most beautiful girl I've ever spoken to. Me myself, right? I said I'm 25 years old. I'll be upfront and honest with you guys. I've only had one girlfriend in my life, and that didn't even happen until I was about 23. Even at that point, I was only with her for about 2 to 3 months, because she just ended up moving away, like really far away. So there was no point in really trying to keep that connection going, unfortunately. Um, but yeah, other than that, I haven't had a girlfriend. Like I said, me and this other girl that I was just talking about, we were never officially together. Um, yeah, so I've never had a girl, or I've had one girlfriend, like I said, right? Only like 2 or 3 months. Other than that, nothing, you know? Um, one might be even like, oh, well, hey, Joseph, like, were you maybe like even talking to other girls or anything like that? I've talked to a few, maybe like 2 or 3 other girls, in my life. Um, but it typically leads to nowhere, you know? Um, and that kind of goes with how I've always felt ever since like my younger years, like let's say high school, stuff like that, where I just feel like a lot of people don't really, or they view me as like a boring guy, right? Because I'm just kind of like, you guys know the chill guy meme. Like that's kind of what I am, right? Like I'm a homebody, right? I like to just get my workout in, work, and then just chill at home for the most part. I don't go out party, do nothing like that. I've never done that. Drinking, I only drink when I go to Vegas once a year for my birthday. That's the only time I ever drink. Smoking, drugs, never done any of that, right? Kind of like straight edge in that regard, right? Um, but yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of people just kind of view me as boring, so they don't really want to spend too much time with me, because it's like, well, this guy's just like a sack of potatoes or something. I was like I'm hanging out with like a brick. Um, and you know, it's one of those things where it's because I have never really had someone to have a relationship and have someone have that kind of connection with. Um, I've always felt like pretty lonely, which is why this situation that just happened, that I was just talking to you guys about, hurt me so much, because you know I'm lowering my guard for the first time in forever, because I always have it up these days, just because of how lonely I've always been. I know people don't really stick around, for whatever reason. When it comes to myself, something about me is off-putting to where they'll just kind of leave me. And I already have issues with like abandonment and stuff like that. I'll tell you guys a little bit about that afterward. But you know, it's kind of like I have my guard up all the time. I don't trust people like that. So then, you know, here I go, I'm hanging out with this girl every day, you know, And I'll be honest with you guys. I'll be honest, completely 100% honest with you guys. I took her out on the first date, right? I took her out on a first date. It was on December 4th. I had a bunch of stuff planned, but things did not really work out how I had planned. And I'll be honest, I cried at the end of that date with her in the car with me. I was crying because I was like, I just really wanted this to be a good date, but I felt like it was terrible. And I'm sorry, stuff like that. And I was like, I know if you wanted to stop talking to me, it's perfectly fine. This date was terrible. And then even after that, man, I was crying right there after the first date. How many girls would have just cut it off right there? But no, man, she stayed. She just told me to stop overthinking, and she even gave me a kiss that night, right? And she was still hanging out with me every day. And then so I felt like I finally found someone that I could really trust. And like I told you guys, we all know what happened. I don't know what I did wrong. She said I did nothing wrong. But yeah, I mean, if she ever somehow, some way hears about this, finds out about this, I just want her to know that I will never give up on you. There's no hard feelings, no ill will. If you ever need anything, I'll always be here for you. And I just want to thank you for making me truly happy for a little bit, giving someone that I could have trusted for that little bit. So I doubt she'll ever see this, just because I don't think a series like this is really going to get big, right? It's just me, a random guy, talking to you guys. But it isn't about getting big. It's about me. I want to build a community here, right? I want a space, because I have said I feel and I have felt so alone for so long. I just want to build a community where people don't feel alone, right? You talk to me, I talk to you. We can talk to each other. I'll be honest, I'm kind of like a caveman when it comes to technology and stuff like that. Which doesn't really help my kind of old man vibes. I always kind of get that a lot, where people say dude, you're like an old man. And I'm like, hey, sorry, dude, that's just how I am. But I know, what is it, Discord people use a lot. Maybe one day I can look into kind of setting something up for that. Just so we can kind of all be together, talk to each other, and have each other. My ultimate goal of this channel is to build a place where I don't want people to feel alone anymore. I want people to know that they're not alone, and I know that's easier said than truly kind of realizing how it is, right? It's easy for some guy to say, oh yeah, man, you're never alone, you'll be fine. But I truly want you guys to know, if you are seeing this, anyone's checking this out, that, hey man, if you feel alone, you got me, man. You got me, Joseph. I'll always be here. I'll always be here to talk to you. I'll always be here to kind of chat it up, give you advice if you need any. Not saying I'm some wisdom honeypot or anything like that, but just a little input here and there. Overall, just my goal of this channel is to not only help myself, but to help other people. I know how it feels to feel alone and sad all the time, angry even. And I want to help people not feel like that. And I'm sorry if you guys can hear that. Some guy just parked next to me with a super loud car, making noises and stuff. So I apologize if you guys can hear that. Like I said, I'm going to try to get a microphone as quickly as possible. And yeah, it kind of goes into what I was saying. I have feelings of abandonment and stuff, growing up. My father left when I was really young. I want to say maybe 2 years old to 4 years old, somewhere around there. He ended up leaving, kind of leaving me and my brother high and dry, because I have a brother who's about a year older than me. Left us high and dry. My mom ended up getting mixed up with the wrong people, so she kind of left me and my brother high and dry as well. So me and my brother were primarily raised by my grandmother, which I'm always thankful for, and I'll never stop being thankful for. Because there's a real possible chance me and my brother kind of ended up in orphanage, foster care, something like that. But luckily we didn't. She's always been there supporting us, even if she hasn't, she's never had the most money, but she's made do with what she's had. So apologize for that. But because of that, I've always had these feelings of like abandonment. And I'm like, my mom left me for a while. She eventually came back into my life, but not until I was a little older. My dad left me. He's gone. I've never heard anything from him since then. And it's like, that's why it hurts so much. You know, I've talked to people, had friends in the past, right? And they all leave. They all leave. I have one friend who I made when I was working at my first gym, because I've worked at a few now. And I'm blessed in the regard that she is the one. I met her probably about 3 or 4 years ago, and I'm blessed in that she is still here, you know? And it kind of baffles me because I'm like, no one's been here with me for this long. You know, we send memes to each other back and forth on social media and stuff. So I'm always thankful for her as well. But other than that, like I said, girls that I've talked to, and I don't talk to girls like that. You know, I don't go out, I don't do that kind of thing. You know, just because I've always had low self-esteem as well. So like I said, I've talked to maybe 3 girls in my whole life. They don't stick around. The one relationship I did have, like I said, ended fairly quickly because she ended up moving, so she didn't stick around. This last girl that I was talking to, I was really hoping she'd stick around. I felt like we had a really strong connection, but I guess she felt otherwise, so she didn't stick around, and just like my mom and dad, she just left me high and dry without any explanation. She said I did nothing wrong. But yeah, that's why I've always had feelings of like abandonment, low self-esteem, stuff like that, which is kind of what pushed me into getting into working out, low self-esteem, because I used to be really overweight when I was younger. So I was like, okay, well, I got to make some changes. And I'll be honest with you guys, like I said, I feel like people these days, they don't keep it straight up, man, but I'm going to keep it straight up with you guys. I initially started working out because I wanted to look better, which I know is very, what is the word I'm looking for? I don't know if narcissistic makes sense, but yeah, I wanted to look better, right? Because I had low self-esteem. So I was like, maybe if I look better, people will actually like me and talk to me. And maybe I can actually like find someone that I can have a connection with, truly. And I'll be honest with you guys, I've gotten better looking, right? I mean, not to toot my own horn, I still look at myself and kind of disgust, honestly, but I know where I came from and I've gotten better from that. You know, I'm healthier, fit, stuff like that. But yeah, I still have trouble building connections. I don't have friends other than that one friend that I mentioned. No one sticks around. Girls are never interested in me. I don't know why. But like I said, I don't go after them anyway. Which is why this last thing that I was telling you guys about, the girl that left me high and dry, really hurt. Because that was the first time, right? Like, I had a girlfriend before, but she's the one that kind of put in all the work, right? Talking to me, and she was like, you want to go out, and stuff like this, that. So I wasn't really putting in anything myself. It just kind of came to me. But this last girl, the one that left me high and dry, I would see her at the gym, right? Because I said I worked there. So I'd see her come in the morning, and she would always give me this big, beautiful smile. And when she would leave, she would do the cutest little wave bye, stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? I was like, something inside me was like, I've never done this before, but I have to go and kind of try to build a relationship here, build something here. And then, so, you know, I work out, you know, talk to her a little bit. I asked her for her social media, set up like a workout, kind of like we can hang out a little bit. You know, I took her on a date. We'd always hang out, stuff like that. So it was one where I truly put in the work to kind of set it up. And I've never done that before. And like I said, I had this like feeling in my body where I was like, Joseph, you have to go after this girl, man. Like, you have to go after her. And so I did. And, you know, like I told you guys, we all know how that worked out in the end. Very unfortunate, really. But like I said, I mean, I always like to think, you know, if you, I don't want to say that I loved her, which sounds kind of messed up, but you guys will know what I mean. Like the saying, right, or the phrase, if you truly love something, set it free. And if it comes back to you, man, it was meant to be. And that's something I want to try to keep in my heart. Like I said, I wouldn't say necessarily I loved her, but I had a lot of feelings for her and I really cared for her. And it's just crazy because I put in that work and we all saw how it worked out. And I'm like, I'm the type of guy where I'm like, everything happens for a reason, right? So I'm like, what was the reason why it kind of ended like this? Why it had to go down like this? I don't know. I'm baffled as to why it had to end like this. But yeah, I mean, I'll stop kind of dwelling on that because it's probably bringing the video down a little bit. But that's what pushed me to finally kind of start this series right here. And like I said, I'll get a better mic, so it doesn't sound as potato, and like I said, man, I might record some more extra for you guys today on the 9th. But we'll see. Right now, I'm gonna head back home and get some food real quick. We'll see what I decide to do. If I do not make another clip for the January 9th video, I just want you guys to know, like I said, the purpose of this channel is I want to help people. I want them to not feel alone. I want to build a community here where people won't feel alone anymore. Like I said, if you guys have anything you want to talk to me about, it doesn't even have to be what, like I said, right? I'm into baseball, anime, this, that. It doesn't have to be about that. If you guys have anything you want to talk to me about or anything you want me to talk about in my next video, just leave a comment down below and I'll search it up, do a little reading into it, and I'll talk about it, give my personal feelings and beliefs on it. Like I said, I'll also throw in my Instagram, so if you guys want to add me, maybe hit me up, like if you need someone to talk to, man, like I said, Joseph's going to be here. I won't leave you guys. So yeah, if this is the last clip, the last little instance that I talked to you guys on this January 9th video, I hope you all have a great day. Remember, you're never alone. If you do feel like you're alone, you're not anymore because you have me here. All right? Have a great day, guys. If it is the last clip, we'll see. If it is, like I said, have a great day. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Thank you.